what would you say it's the importance of client relationship in this business?
I feel like it helps build trust.
Yo, what's up YouTube? Another day, another W. Today the date is what's the date today? 30th of July.
No,
June, goddamn. So the plan for today is I'm helping the big boss right here to shoot some stuff. I'm second shooting for him. We have a project that we already worked on. Pretty much just give us a breakdown, Chip.
So what's good, YouTube? Today we have a retainer client who is a doctor. She has her own practice. So she's under construction right now. So she's just trying to kind of reach out to her old clients and new clients and introduce them to this new location. So we did a shoot, but she needed some revisions, and it was not more on the technical side, but it was more on her personal look. She didn't like how she looked, so she's redoing makeup, redoing hair, different outfits. So that's what we're doing today. So let's get it.
Oh, she said she's 8.
That's what the text was, but oh, there she is. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? How are
It's
you
not
feeling?
fun for me.
Why?
Because I don't want to do this.
I know, but
it's
you
so
have
painful.
to.
God.
You have to. You have to.
How are you? Good to see you.
Unfortunately.
Because in the vlog I said, I was like, Chris did an amazing job on the pictures.
Which was a lie.
Chris did an amazing job on the pictures.
Chris was useless.
So I told him, I was like, now you make a video, you need to make a video on how you got fired on the first day.
Who gets fired on their first day, boys?
On the first day, man. Gotta make a video, my boy. Alright, man, the camera is set. Right now we're filming on the RS3 and the FX3.
The best in the business.
Yep. And the big man right here. What are we working on today?
We have the Ronin RS2 for the gimbal, Sony A7S III with the G Master 24-70 2.8, and I have a V&D filter. As you can see, it's a little too bright, so we're trying to keep the settings to the native of the ISO. So I think we'll keep it at 640 for this one, and then make adjustments as needed. So yep.
I don't know. It depends on how it looks. How does it look?
So full body, I don't like it because of the shadow. So
Okay.
there's light on your feet, and then you're darker up here.
Okay.
So,
Alright, man. So what would you say it's the importance of client relationship in this business? Personally, how is that important to you?
I feel like it helps build trust.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking for retainer clients. It's important for them to feel comfortable and that they trust you beyond the work that you put out.
Yeah.
Integrity is everything, so
Integrity.
I think those things matter. Being more personable with them,
Yeah.
and I like for my clients to feel as though we're family, you know, not blood related, but close enough. So, and then also kind of like, don't get lost trying to do the most and try to do too much to kind of befriend them or to make them feel closer to you, because sometimes there's also a point where you have to stay professional and not overstep your boundaries too, you know. Yeah, so it's
Integrity.
Integrity.
Because I feel like we are in an industry whereby it's always all the gurus, they always tell us about business, be business minded, get rid of all the emotions and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think I like that. I really like that integrity aspect.
Yeah, it's important to have that in general as a person. Your character matters, and it would take you far. And like I always say, it's like you have it's your name and your word.
Yeah.
So you have to protect your name, which is your brand, whatever it is, and then you have to keep your word.
Yeah.
Do things the right way. People always say the whole this get your emotions, and sometimes we're human, bro. So you have to feel. Also, kind of look at things and how would I feel if this person treated me this way or that way. It is a business, but treating it just like a transaction, I don't think you will go far. But I mean, of course, it works for other people, but for me, I just feel like I don't want to make people feel as though it's just all about the check.
Okay.
I need to show that I care. What is your take on that, though?
That's something that I'm also learning, because I feel like for the most part I've learned from online, from people who they'll always tell you that it's always business. When you and your client agree on 2 hours, there has to be 2 hours. But then I'm starting to realize that that's not the reality of it. That's not the actual reality of it, because I mean, we're working with real people, and I mean, we always gotta put in emotions, because I mean, like you said, your word, you can't just be, I mean, if you're starting up, especially when you're starting up, you're trying to have a very broad clientele. So that's something that I'm also learning, that I mean, integrity, yes, you also just have to be very mindful whenever we're working with clients. I mean, not to an extent whereby the clients should start taking advantage of you, but have more of a limit,
Correct.
So I think that would be my take so far.
Yeah, I think also knowing your client is important.
Yeah.
Every client is different. There are certain clients that will give you, a hard time, and others it's once in a while type of thing. Like for example, you would have a client come late for their shoot, once, and then sometimes you learn that this client is always late. So how do you accommodate that? So it's a personal preference. There are people that don't like tardiness, so it's like if you're late, they don't want to deal with certain clients. But for me, I take on those clients with the understanding that there's points where I'm also late, so with those clients, I just strategically place them on days that I know I'm not fully committed. So if I know I'm committed that day and this client is always running late, I will have to schedule it where I have more flexibility in my schedule. So if they're running late, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But then also at some point, it's personal preference. Some people will set boundaries and they'll stick to it. But for me also, it's like, how late are you? Is it one of those where you're usually 10 minutes behind, or are you always an hour late? And then also some people will fairly compensate you because they know they're always late, so they'll probably maybe tip you or pay a little extra, or even kind of like hand you some referrals or become a retainer client. So business, I think, is not just like linear all the time. I think it has its nuances, like different ways of again, clients are different. Is this corporate? Is it just a regular client? Are they doing lifestyle? Real estate agents? Like right now, we're heading over to do a closing. So sometimes closing takes long. You will have a client that will book you for 2 hours, but the lawyers and the paperwork, that takes time. So sometimes that 2-hour window, if they have other people closing there, at the lawyer's office, it takes a little bit longer. So it's like you have to put all those things into consideration, especially even when you agree to do these gigs. You have to have some flexibility within your schedule. It's important to know yourself and know the type of client you're servicing. You will see that if you're dealing with the corporate type of clients versus an every day-to-day type of client,
Yeah.
they operate differently. You know, corporate for the most part, a lot of them are, you know, very time sensitive, punctual,
Yeah.
if you will. So they take time a little bit seriously.
Yeah.
But again, it just depends what type of clients do you want to have. I mean, it's again, boundaries are very important, but then also flexibility is also just as important.
Yeah.
But you have to treat every client with respect, of course, and they have to treat you with respect, but then treat them based off of who they are with when it comes to time management and how they like to add additional stuff. There are other clients that will book you and they always look for an extension. They will compensate you, but then how do you, you know, again, placement of each client matters too.
Yeah.
You know, where we live in Atlanta, so
Yeah.
traffic
Traffic
is crazy.
Yeah, traffic is crazy.
You know,
Yeah.
areas are not always easy to kind of get to. So if you're Ubering,
Yeah.
you need
Yeah.
to think of those things.
Think
Is
of
your
those
client
things.
doing that? Are you Ubering as well?
Yeah.
You know, so
Cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah, real quick, where can these people find you? Where can they follow you?
You can find me at Timeless Imagery 101 on IG. I have my boss here trying to get me on YouTube. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, bro, this guy really needs to get on YouTube, bro. Like, this guy has a lot of knowledge that you guys,
man,
especially for, like, to be honest, everyone, if you're a beginner, intermediate, pro, man, this is the guy. So I'll try my best to push him.
yeah.
And yeah, man, you guys should. You definitely have a lot of knowledge. You get a lot of knowledge from this guy. He needs to drop a course at some point.
I need to. Eventually, I'll kind of grow it with your help.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so what would you say has been your biggest struggle with, like, turning on your camera? Because to be honest, this is like something that a lot of people that are trying to get online.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to do it. And I'm sure you have a valid reason. So I just want to get it from you. Like, what has been that one resisting factor from you personally?
Initially, I'm being honest, I don't like attention. So I'm not always great with photos or video.
Yeah.
Video especially, I don't like how I sound.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to hear my own voice.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us have that, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the main thing that's stopping me from getting on there.
Yeah.
I think it's consistency.
Gotcha.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, just start and then you figure yourself out, which is a thing. But I think I'm the type of person that doesn't like to start things that they cannot commit to. And my issue or problem was figuring out what I'll be doing on YouTube. Like, what do I need to, what can I be saying on that platform that people have not said already?
Yeah.
You know, and then also trying to find that one thing or kind of like little bit of subject matter that I can consistently talk about or show, you know.
Gotcha.
So, but I mean, with your help, of course, you're like, oh, just go for it. So I'll give it a shot. Think of something, or just the same way we're dropping knowledge here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's I think this is my beginning. This is how everything starts for me.
Dope.
So
that's fire, man.
I'll with your guidance and your help, I think I'll find myself.
Cool, man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.